going to do 50 things about me, just random things about me that you probably didn't even want to know, but I'm going to tell you anyway. Number 1. I was in a Lindsay Lohan movie in my late teens. It was either my late teens or my early 20s. I'm not going to tell you which Lindsay Lohan movie it is. It's kind of embarrassing, so that's why I'm starting with it. I did not meet her. She was not on set that day, and you cannot see me in the movie. But I got paid for it, and that's all that matters. Number 2. I am absolutely terrified of canoes. Why, you ask? Maybe you ask. I don't know. One time we went canoeing with some friends, and it was April, and the girl in the canoe with me who was in the front was being silly, and she turned around and she was waving the oar around in the air, just trying to, I don't know, make me laugh? I'm not sure. And she ended up tipping the canoe, and we both got hypothermia, and neither of us could swim, and I didn't even have my life jacket done up properly, because I was like, psh, we're not gonna fall in the water. Who does that? I do that. Ever since, like, I've tried getting back in canoes, but my whole body just tenses up. So mind over matter thing, I guess. Like, I'm not like, oh no, canoes. Okay, I'll sit in one, and then my entire body is just like, no, you don't belong here. You get out of this canoe right now. You just get out. Get out of the canoe. Pretty sure other boats are fine though. Number 3. I once ran away from home in a Batman costume. I got till the end of the street, and then we just decided that we were going to play Batman. So I gave up on that idea. Yeah. Number 4. My daughter's name is Pandora, and the most commonly asked question about that is, oh, like the jewelry? No. No, not like the jewelry. You need to read more, because it's not. Mm-mm. Her name is Pandora because of Greek mythology. And her middle name, for those of you curious, is Hope. And that's her crying right now, because she's never happy. Never happy. Number 5. I was once pulled over by a cop. Well, I was in the passenger seat. I was once pulled over by a cop just so he could ask us about the Cthulhu fish on the back of the car. He said that he had seen a Jesus fish and he had seen the Darwin fish, but he had no idea what a Cthulhu fish was. And we were terrified at the time. Like, we're not speeding. None of the lights are out. We don't understand why we're being pulled over. And so we chit-chatted for like 5 to 10 minutes, and the cop was like, oh yeah, I'm a total geek. Why have I not heard of Cthulhu? And I'm like, I don't know. He's like, I'm going to go home and look him up. And then they got like an actual real call, and they had to leave. Number 6. I have never had cable or satellite in my entire life. Never. I've obviously been at friends' houses who have had either or, but not myself. Currently we have Netflix, and if there's a show that we like that's not on Netflix, we just download it and watch it that way. Number 7, I do not have a cell phone. I feel really old saying that. I have had a cell phone in the past, but it was like the flip phone. Apparently this is a flip phone. And I still get people texting me despite not having a cell phone, because everybody has a cell phone these days, and it's just weird for me to not have one apparently. So people text a landline and you get this automated voice saying out what they've texted, and I have no idea who has called or anything because it doesn't show up. So I'm like, thank you for texting my landline. Awesome. I don't know who you are. Number 8. I was not allowed to watch Care Bears as a kid. And as a kid born in the 80s, the Care Bears were kind of the thing to watch. My mom said that because the Care Bears involved magic, that it was evil and of the devil, and then not allowed to watch that. Anything that had magic in it, not allowed to watch that. Nope. That made a lot of sense. Number 9! I went to film school in Toronto. I went to the Toronto Film School, actually, and I regret it. I regret it so much because I should have gone to art school instead. I should have gone to the Ontario College of Art and Design, and I should have taken graphic design or anything to do with actual art, because I am kicking myself now because I never did anything with my film diploma. I mean, I have it somewhere. It's not hanging up or anything. It exists, and that's about it. Number 10. I have schizoaffective disorder. And if you don't know what that is, you probably know what schizophrenia is, and you probably know what depression is, and it's basically both of those things together. That's not the greatest description, but it's the best for people that don't understand mental illness. Number 11. I have one tattoo. Only one. I wish I had more, but I'm poor. My one tattoo is the Jolly Roger from the pirate flag, and it is on my lower back. It is not a tramp stamp, I have been told, because it is not a butterfly, but it is on my lower back, and it's a pirate flag. Number 12, my favorite movie is Mary and Max. It is a movie about a little girl who lives in Australia and writes to a man in New York who I think is autistic or has Asperger's, and she writes with questions and he answers them, and they develop this awesome friendship, and it is claymation, and I really love claymation, and I wish more movies were claymation. The whole stop motion animation claymation thing I really love. Number 13. I have had 2 surgeries. One was the C-section to give birth to my daughter, and the second one was to fix what went wrong with the C-section after giving birth to my daughter. They really messed up at the hospital, and they basically told me to walk it off, and there was majorly bad things going on inside of me because something happened, and it was bad, and I had to be attached to like a vacuum to suck out all the bad stuff for several months following the second surgery. It was really bad. Really bad. It was probably it was the worst thing that's ever happened to me. I was in so much pain, and I still get pain from it, and it's more than a year later at this point. Number 14. I absolutely love snail mail. I have had pen pals since I was a kid, and I used to write pen pal ads in our, I think it was called Horsepower magazine. I don't know if that still exists or not, but I was pretty horse crazy and I used to write in, and they'd print the ad the following month, and it would include your address, and people would write to you and like, do you want to be my pen pal? Yes, I would love to be your pen pal. And then I stopped for a while throughout high school and college, and then I started up again, and now there's so many sites for getting pen pals, and you can actually find pen pals who have a lot more in common with you, which is really great, except I'm really sucky at writing back now. I don't currently have any pen pals because I'm so sucky at writing back. I would like to start doing it again at some point, because it's amazing to receive something tangible in your mailbox that's not on your computer in an email. So if you haven't done it, I highly recommend getting a pen pal, even if it's someone in your own province. Just get a pen pal, write to them, send them random things, it's fun. Number 15, my favorite TV show is Xena Warrior Princess. When it was on, I would not miss a single episode. I couldn't miss a single episode. It's remained my favorite TV show since its beginning, since its end. I love it. I am a total geek about Xena. I know so many random facts about Xena, and I follow Joseph Loduca, who did the music for Xena. I still listen to all the scores and everything, and the soundtracks, and all the really great music that he composed throughout the series. I really love it. I love it a lot. Number 16, I had plans after college to go to China to teach English, but that failed because the company that I was going through decided to tell me that China was no longer issuing work visas, but they would only issue travel vacation visas. And so they wanted me to come to China on a travel visa and work anyway. And I was like, no, I am not going to go to a communist country that I've never been to before, where I know absolutely no one. I don't speak the language. I know very little about this country. I'm not going to go there and work illegally. Not going to happen. My favorite board game is Betrayal at House on the Hill. It is a horror board game, and it changes every time you play it. And there's an entire booklet that comes with it, with 30-something, I think, different scenarios. And, it's probably more than 30 scenarios. I don't know if I've played the same game twice. It is always different, and everyone that I introduce to the game absolutely loves the game. Which is another reason why it's one of my favorite games, is because it's so versatile and it's really easy to learn. And it's a great introduction for people that normally play things like Life and Monopoly and Sorry to this horror genre and the genre of like board games that you would get in a comic book store instead of books or instead of board games. It's a great difference between board games that you would get at Walmart versus board games you would get at a comic book store. Number 18, my handwriting is not consistent. I don't write the same way twice. I've developed a couple different ways of writing, and it really depends. Like, I can write in script and in proper handwriting. I can, like, penmanship. I write with little, I don't know, I write oddly. Number 19, I am in my 30s. Shh. I am over 30. I know. Maybe I don't look over 30. It's funny because I'm over 30 and I still get carded at the LCBO. The drinking age in Ontario is 19. And apparently they have to card if you look 25 or younger. I don't think I look 25 or younger, but thank you, LCBO people. Maybe they're just trying to make my day because they're like, oh, she looks terrible. I'm gonna card her. Maybe she'll feel a little better about herself if we card her. Number 20, I live in the southernmost tip of southern Ontario. I've lived all over Ontario, but never outside of Ontario. We moved here 2 years ago. We had never even been to this town before we moved here because of the house prices. They were really, really awesome, and we have a really nice house because of the house prices. Number 21, I collect Ouija boards. If you can call 3 of them a collection. Number 22, I've been building wargaming terrain for like, I don't know, a lot of years, and I've never played a war game. I've played Dungeons and Dragons and Pathfinder and such, but I've never played Warhammer, Warhammer 40k, the Flames of War. I've never played any of those. but I really, really love building terrain for it. Number 23, I am a thrift store-aholic. I love thrift stores. You can get crafting supplies really cheap, and sometimes plus-size clothing that actually fits. I am very clearly a plus-sized woman, and it is hard to find nice plus-size clothes that don't make you look like you're dressing like you're 60. Number 24, I love thunderstorms. I love the rain, I love the lightning and the thunder, I love the atmosphere, I love the smell of the thunderstorms. I love the spring for that reason, because I will either open the door and just watch. I wish I had a covered porch. I used to in my last house, and I would just sit outside and I would watch the thunderstorms. And I was never that kid that was like, Mommy, there's a thunderstorm, I'm terrified. No, I would be outside walking around in that because I'm an idiot. Number 25, I have been playing Minecraft since it was in alpha. So before beta testing, in alpha, I have been playing when there was essentially like just creative mode. That's all that there was. No, none of this potions and no, none of that. Number 26, I love finding abandoned houses and then going in and taking pictures. I think there's this strange, eerie beauty in things that have been abandoned, and the way that nature kind of takes over and makes it into something completely new. Number 27, I used to work at a museum village as a teenager, and I had to wear a petticoat every time because I was under 16 years of age and had to dress like a child. Number 28, I am cursed with computers. Over the last 2 years, I have had 3 different laptops because they break. Number 29, my favorite seasons go fall, spring, winter, and summer. There's 4 of them. 4 seasons. I hate summer. I hate it because it is hot and humid and I cannot sleep because of the heat. I love the cooler seasons where I can just wear a sweater weather, if you will, and I love it. Number 30, the only other country I've been to besides the one that I live in, which is Canada, is the United States. And I've actually been to more US states than I have Canadian provinces. Number 31, my favorite video game is called Ultima, particularly Ultima 7 Part 1 and 2. And this is an old DOS game that I still play. I have DOSBox on my laptop, and I still play it every year or so. I'll go back and I'll play it again. Number 32, I taught myself how to crochet using YouTube. It was actually pretty easy. You just keep doing the same thing over and over and over and over and over and over and over again until you get it right. Number 33, my favorite author is Rochelle Mead, specifically her Georgina Kincaid series, a series about a succubus who works in a bookstore. Number 34, I took Irish dance as a teenager and I really sucked at it. And no, I won't Irish dance for you. That's weird. Don't ask that. I was the hippo from Fantasia. Number 35, I used to collect stickers as a kid, and they were all organized in my sticker books. I had, the puffy page, the gold outlined page. The gold outlines were the thing to have. Yeah, they were literally worth their weight in gold, let me tell ya. Because everybody wanted the gold outlines. It didn't matter what the sticker was of. If it had that gold outline around it, everyone wanted it. The scratch and sniff page, those were also worth their weight in gold, despite never smelling good ever. Like scratch and sniff hot dogs. Who wants to smell that? No. No, you don't want to smell. Mm-mm. Number 36. I was on set for the filming of Wrong Turn, the movie with Eliza Dushku. And no, I did not meet Eliza Dushku. I did meet some of the other actors and actresses. The other main actress, I remember her giving me the dirtiest look, probably like, what are you doing here? Who are you? Why are you watching? The reason I was there, I was in film school at the time, and it happened to be filming behind my house, where my parents still live, and just drove over and asked, hey, can I hang out on set and watch? And they were like, yeah, sure, whatever. And they, what do you do for a living? Some of them asked me. I was like, oh, well, I'm in film school. And they laughed at me. Really? You're paying money to be able to do this? I was like, yeah, I am. They thought it was the stupidest thing ever, and now I do too. Number 37. I was a vegetarian for like a year or two, and I stopped because it was pissing too many people off. And I wasn't really in it for moral reasons or anything. I was mostly just trying to eat a lot more veggies. And I stopped because people would go out of their way to try and make nice vegetarian food for me, but because they're not vegetarian themselves, they forget little things like using chicken stock in making a soup. Oh, it's just got veggies in the soup. Okay, what's the stock? Chicken. Number 38, I was raised born-again Christian, and I converted to paganism in my teens and early 20s, and then I realized in my mid-20s that I was an atheist, and haven't looked back. I do not believe in God. Number 39, I am completely obsessed with the Mormon Church. The Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. I think their religion is absolutely fascinating, and I know way too much about it. Way too much about it. More than any normal person should know. More than people who are actually members. Number 40, I like really bad reality TV, like Jersey Shore, Trainwreck. I like train wrecks. I can't look away. I can't look away. Jerseylicious. Things that occur in New Jersey, I guess. No, not just things that occur in New Jersey. Anything like that. I don't know. It's bad. But it's so good. But it's bad. Number 41, when I was at horse camp as a kid, yes, I went to horse camp, I convinced all the other girls that the mud at the river, at the creek, river, I don't know how big it has to be before it's a river, I convinced them that mud was a beauty treatment and that we should all put it on our faces because it would make us, people that were like under 12, look more youthful. And so they all did. I don't think that I did, but I convinced them that it was a good idea, and then they all got in trouble with their parents. If that was you, I'm really sorry, but it was hilarious. Don't listen to other 12-year-olds if they tell you to put mud on your face. Don't do it. It's a bad idea. Number 42. If you couldn't tell by the channel name and by my channel intro, I love goblins. I think they're really awesome. They're fairy-ish, but evil? Not even evil. They're just mischievous, and they collect shiny things, and I think that's awesome. And I really love them, but I don't have very many goblin things because it's not easy to find goblin things. Number 43, I was really, really goth in my late teens and early 20s. Everything was black. Absolutely everything was black, except my hair. Not until I was in my early 20s that it was black. And then it was lots of other colors, like pink and blue and whatever this is. And I wore a trench coat everywhere, even in the summer, because I was insane. Number 44, I prefer comfort foods like mashed potatoes and gravy, mac and cheese, and casseroles to things like cake. I like potatoes more. Number 45, I absolutely love tea. I like coffee too. In fact, I've made some coffee, which I'm going to drink after I finish filming this video. I joined Steep Tea as a consultant just so I could buy myself tea. I have not ordered tea for anybody else, just for me. Number 46, when I was a kid, if you haven't caught on already, I was a little obsessed with horses. And I actually had 2 horses. I had a appendix quarter horse named Cajun Lady, and I had a Arabian mare named Princess Hansita. Number 47, I'm a little obsessed with World War II. Not like the military, not actual military facts, but the social aspects of the war on UK, Canada, and Germany, and just everything that happens socially because of the war. I am really fascinated with that. Number 48, I live in pajamas. I love them so much because I don't like the feeling of things against my stomach. So they're really light and loose, and as soon as I get home, boom, boom, pajamas. Boom, pajamas. Number 49, when I was a teenager, I fell off of a bench onto grass and I broke my elbow. Like a bench, like short little bench onto soft grass, and I broke my elbow. That is talent right there. Talent, I tell you. Number 50 is kind of sad, but there's no graduation picture of me in my graduating yearbook. They did not put a missing this day or my name or picture could not be found. I was there on picture day. I was. They did not include me in the yearbook. I don't know why. I never said anything about it. I was just kind of like, oh, maybe my picture was just so bad they didn't want to embarrass me. But then they probably should have included my name at least, but they didn't. So thank you for joining me for these 50 random facts about me, and I want you to subscribe to the channel. If you guys could just hit subscribe to the channel, let me know if you want me to make more videos like this, if you want more tutorials. The tutorials take a lot longer, but I don't mind because I love you guys. I'd also like to tag my friend Lesley in this 50 things video. So if you go check out her channel, I'm going to put her channel down below. And I'm also going to tag DM Scotty, and I'll put his channel down below. So you two, go and make your 50 things videos and post them, okay? Do it. Do it.